Hello everyone, myself Sanjay. I am senior Odoo ERP function consultant at Techvaria. Today in this video we are going to see payroll with payroll accounting features in version 18 enterprise for Indian localization. So normally in Indian payroll system, most important part of the payroll is manage the benefits, standard deductions and the compliances like PF, ESIC, TDS and professional tax. Such compliance is very crucial and very important to manage in the Odoo. So how we can manage, configure this payroll system? So in version 18, so that we can jumpstart this HRMS system within Odoo ERP. So in order to configure it, most of the company has a legacy payroll system or an existing system in which they are managing the employees data with their benefits and deduction standard compliances related details, or maybe there will be some Excel file. So today I have prepared one Excel file in which for Bangalore location I have 3 employee, in which here this is the salary sheets master. So I have joining details, and for the benefit subscription whether I have opt for I am eligible for PF or not, and if I am eligible for PF, if I am doing or opting out the PF or with the minimal wage, that's options I given for the PF. For ESIC, simple, if I am opting for ESIC, then simple yes, no. Number of days in a month, number of days as a present. For this is July month salary sheet. So normally in this Excel file I am duplicating the same file, changing the month from July to August and filling up the leave and attendance record. So this is usually I am managing in Excel file in order to run my payroll. But how efficiently we can manage this within Odoo, we are going to see this. Besides the my paydays, I have overtime. So for overtime, how many hours I have working as an overtime, for the based on basic salary I am getting extra amount. So this is my gross salary for all the employee I mentioned, and here is the salary breakup for the allowances. Salary breakup for allowance is very standard, basic, HRA, convincing and medical. Some of the employee don't have convincing or medical allowances. That makes a gross salary. My deduction is very standard, so there is no breakup for that, because if employee opt for the PF, then it will be eligible for PF with the minimum wage or not minimum wage. So based on my this attendance record, it is going to calculate my earnings. That makes a basic, HRA, convincing, medical. Obviously I have overtime, so overtime is also going to have it here. Areas is for my any of the past amount that is still pending to be paid, I can pay as an areas in this my current month salary. So this makes my salary before deduction. So based on the eligibility I opt for PF, it will be counting my PF. If I haven't opt for it, then it is simply going to calculate zero amount, and it's also calculating the minimum wage also. If I go with the minimum wage, then it is going to take the 50,000 of 12%. For ESIC, simple, if I opt for it, yes or no. So this is my salary deductions, and earning minus deduction will makes my net pay here. So total deduction is 1,471 for one of the employee. As you can see, it's just summing up all the deduction, which is for employee PF, and this is employee ESIC. Obviously employers are part of the company's contribution, so that is not going to part of the deduction. So earning minus deduction is makes my net pay. So this is very simple Excel sheet that HR is normally managing to run the payroll. So in order to start the payroll system, first we need to map the salary breakups and the standard deductions formula. So in order to do that, let's jump into the payroll module. Opening contract. Now in this contract, what I have done, we have wage, HRA, supplementary allowances, gratuity. But here in my salary breakup I have basic, HRA, convincing, medical. So convenience and medicals are my new allowances. So I'm just simply use the studio in order to add this to extra field where I can fill the details of my medical allowances and convenience allowances. If I don't apply, then simply I will keep it as a zero amount. For HR I will mention it here, and basic I will use as a wage. So wage field can be used for basic or maybe for a gross, where certain percentage of gross salary will become the basic. So that will be based on company to company, it will be differed. So but for this scenario I am using wage field as my basic. So basic, HRA, medical and convenience. For the areas and for overtime, that is going to I am going to manage with the other inputs that we are going to see within salary structure configuration. Then coming to the part of the deduction, PF and ESIC, I have made a selection checkbox. Simply if I opt for PF, then I can choose it. Apart from that, I have added one custom studio field with the studio module on minimum wage. So in case if employee opt for the PF, I can still choose whether I am opting for the new wage. So let's say if I create a new contract, then if I choose it, then it will ask whether I am going to go for with the minimum wage or not. If I not going with minimum wage, then it is going to take whatever my basic is, which I mentioned in wage. It's calculating the PF according to that. So that's the PF. And obviously for the ESIC, same way I have added a new field with the checkbox. The reason behind using this checkbox, I will use the Odoo's features called rule parameters to configure this percentage of PF, which is 12%, and for the ESIC, which is 3.25 or 0.75, that is we going to manage within rule parameter. The using of the rule parameter will helpful in future if there is any changes in labor law from the government of India, then you can still manage within system. You no need to do any changes in the configuration of the salary structure. So in the rule parameter, you can search for a provident fund. So here you can see the provident fund percentage, which is 0.12, which is for employee and employers, both are same. For any new changes, I'm not going to change it here. I will just add a new line, and from which date it is going to applicable, I can choose it. So Odoo will automatically pick whatever the latest percentage are applicable. Same for the ESIC. So employers and employee, both percentage are different. So for the employee, I'm mentioning 0.0075, and for the employer, it's a 3.25, which is 0.0325. So this is the percentage I'm mentioning here, so that I can manage this dynamically. No need to put it in a hard-coded system in the salary structure configurations. So this is how I'm managing the deduction of PF and ESIC. Now apart from this, I'm using other inputs in order to manage the areas and the overtime. So how this is going to work, I just created new other inputs which is available as an attachment. In case any of the employee is having the areas, then I simply created as an attachment over there and added the areas for that. In case of overtime, I am going to manually add in the payslip that this employee is off for the overtime. So this is, we are going to practically run one batch for the October month and see how we can manage the overtime as well. And there is still one use case where employee has given some advance for which we need to deduct some of the amount from the salary. That is, we are going to manage with the advance other inputs. So we are going to see how other inputs can be managed with areas, advance and the advance deductions and overtime within October month payroll batch. For all these contract rule parameters and the other inputs, we have created one separate salary structure for it. So for that, I have created one new salary structure type, okay, which is a Techvaria, in which I created regular pay employee. All the I'm using the working day, which I for that in order to calculate the salary, I choose it tick so that I can use the calculation as in work day line as well. Year to day, I wanted a year to day calculation as well for this salary structure, and here I have configured the basic HRA, medical allowances, conveniency, overtime. So this salary structure will be more going to cover in technical part, but you can refer the code which is already there in standard structure, which is by default in your localization given this structure. You can refer to this different allowances and overtime deductions related salary structure. I using the same but having some changes based on my needs. I have changed it in my new structure. So for HRA, same way I have configured the salary rule. Here for the overtime, I'm using the inputs from here. So here I can see other inputs, areas, advance and overtime. And for the provident fund, also for ESIC, for professional tax and tax TDS deduction also, for the advances that is also going to deduct, and for the any expenses that is needs to be reimbursed will be automatically added here. So this makes my structure. In addition to this, I have configured the accounting also debit accounts and credit accounts for responsible salary rule. So I'm going to create an accounting entry for all the salary rules. So that's why for all the salary rule, for basic I have created separate expense account which is basic salary, or for HRA I have also separate expense account, or maybe you can go for one salary expense account and you can configure over the gross salary also. So that's the how you can manage it. If you wanted to go for individually expense account to be posted while you are running the Payslip, that you can configure over there. So this is about what salary rules and what other inputs that we need to manage. Now one important point is unpaid work entries. So work entry type will be the multiple. So based on the different time of type, a different work entries type will require to be configured here. By default, Odoo provides a paid sick time off, attendance, overtime. So these work entries will be very crucial in order to run the payroll. So in case if you are configuring new time of type, so let's say time of type. So when you configure any new leave type, okay, so in new leave type you can choose the right work entry type, so it will be automatically generate the work entry in the payroll according to work entry type. For unpaid, so this is generic unpaid. In case any company has a multiple different leave type which is considered still as an unpaid, for that they can also define the time of type as a different leave type name. You can define it. For all the leave type you can select unpaid as a work entry type. Okay, and this unpaid, it's very crucial. You should configure this work entry type in the salary structure. So in this structure, this is very important to add the unpaid work entry type here. So this is very helpful when you are running the Payslip batch. For unpaid salary, Odoo will automatically deduct the salary. So it is very useful to calculate the salary. Now once we have mapping of all the work entry type, so for the paid time and sick time off, it's also configured here. So whenever any employee is taking the leave, then Odoo will automatically deduct, or maybe it's a paid leave, then it is going to show in the work entry days also. So that's a work entry type. Work schedule is very easy to configure. In case any of the company has an alternative Saturday week off, Sunday is every day, Sunday is a week off, in that case they can switch to 2-week calendar in order to set the alternative Saturday as a week off. For this scenario, I am just taking the standard 14 hours per week. So for Monday to Friday, I have configured my start date and end date. in case of many companies also providing flexible working hours. So Odoo provides the flexible working hours features as well. Just you need to choose here working hours. So you no need to define any day wise starting time and end time. You can just select what is the hour per week. So Odoo will automatically take consider in that case. So that is also possible. So 2-week calendar, single week calendar and flexible, all the can be possible to configure here. Now let's create few leaves for the employee. Going to time off. I'm creating leave for current. Let's say employee is on sick leave on the October month 2021, and simply I have approved it for current. For Rajan, I'm also going to create a sick off on 8, but let's say that example manager forget to approve it. So how Odoo is going to address this concern while you are running the payroll? And for the Sandeep, I'm selecting the unpaid for October month. This is the unpaid salary, unpaid leave. Great. So now we have added this few leaves also. So for Rajan, it's not approved yet. Let's jump into the payroll. So that's the number one use case where we have the different leave applied by employee. In some cases, some leave are pending to be validated by their responsible manager. Now another cases where I need to provide some advance is taken by the employee. Let's say Rajan taken some advances from the company on the, let's say, 6th October. So employee taken advance for 12,000, and on monthly basis we are going to deduct 1,000 every month from the employee's payslip. So in that case, we just simply mention 1,000 as a monthly payslip amount that needs to be deduct, and total amount is 12,000 that we need to taken back. And this is the advance, so we are going to deduct the amount, so we need to ensure it select the negative amount. So it is going to deduct the advance to advance, the simply advance I am just mentioning here. So in this scenario, if you mention what is the monthly amount and what is the total amount, Odoo will automatically calculate how much iteration is, how much payslip it is going to add it. So for 12 payslip, it's going to add it in the payroll, and end it is a October 2026. Great. Let's say for areas, I need to give to current areas amount of, let's say, 12,000. Okay, so I need to mention here 1,200. So it is going to occur in one payslip. Let me change to like this. So I need to give the areas to the employee. For the overtime, I am going to manage in different ways. So this is second scenario where I need to deduct some amount from employee's payslip, or areas needs to be given. Now, before we run the batch from the payslip, we need to first check the work entries. For any conflicting work entry, let's say for any employees leaves are pending to be approved. So as we changed month to October, we can see here in Rajan, a filter is applied for conflicting. It's going to show us what are the conflicting entry that needs to be resolved. So when you click on it, you can see the detail. So work entry cannot be validated. There is a leave to be approved for the same. So here either you can approve it or you can refuse it. So let me just approve it, which is going to resolve the issue. Or maybe from the time of module you can do the same as well. So now this is entry is now resolved. I can generate the payslip now for the October month. So going back to the batch, October 2025, selecting the duration from 1st October, generate the payslip. Now while generating the payslip, you can go by selecting the department wise or job position wise. Maybe you can exclude some of the employee while generating the payslip. So those options are available. In order to exclude, you simply just click on this button. So it will exclude while generating the payslip. So when you generate batch with the selecting the employees, Odoo will generate the payslip. Now for any overtime, you can open any of the employees payslip. Just scroll down here. You can select the overtime. So how many hours overtime has been done by this employee? You can just mention, let's say it's a 12 hour and save it. So such you can validate add some inputs, and you can see, let's say for other employee, for current we can see areas 1200, which is automatically coming, which I added. For overtime is coming here, and advance 1000 deduction, it's also coming automatically. Great. Now I can click on create a draft entry, which will validate the payslip, which makes a stage change from waiting to done, and it's also creating the journal entry, because I have configured the accounts in the salary rule for each and individually salary rule. So based on that, it is going to added the individual journal entry by the employee. So what is the basic HRA areas, for the PF also, then ESIC also, and salary expense payable for the current. So for all the three payslip, for all the three employees, it is going to generate this entry. You need to review it, or accounting team can review it and post it manually. And these postings are required to be done manually for each and every employee. So all the three employees we have done. Now it's ready to pay. Now Odoo has very nice features to create a payment report. For this generating the payment report, it's very important to configure the bank account under the employees detail. If you configure the bank account details in the employees, then you can easily generate, let's say this is my NFT transaction, I can create an Excel file for this transaction. I can download it, and in this Excel file I have the name of the employees, what are the bank account number, there are in SBI, what are the payment. So this is net salary, it is going to count here. So net salary and total amount is 79487.4. Great. So I can provide this Excel file to and upload, or maybe upload into my online banking system in order to pay the employee. Now for the payment part entry, in case all the employees payment showing in your bank statement individually, then we need to open the payslip, and all the payslip we have to mark as paid. So that is number one case. In case employees payment entry will be shown as an individually statement line in your bank statement, in that case we need to pay it individually like this for all the employees. Click on pay. It is asking me for the journal. I just selecting the bank, I'm not paying with the cash, and whatever the net salary, it's automatically coming here. And what is the payment date? And last one, pay. Okay, and once the all payslip has been done, you can mark as an paid. So this will be complete my payroll part with the accounting impact. But still there is one case will remaining. I have created payment entry for individually employees. So how it is going to show in my accounting balance sheet. So I'm just opening report balance sheet. As I can see in the current liability, I need to pay the PF related amount, so that's a liability that's showing me here. Professional tax is also visible here, and the great news is salary expense payable is showing some value. Okay, so for all the three payments, we can just click on customer payment, remove this filter. It is going to create this three payment like this. The impact of this entry will be when you go into general entry section, it is going to knock off my salary expense account against the outstanding debit payment account. Same applicable for all the three entries like this. So what we can do is we can have all the three individual entries in the bank statement, and we can reconcile it by simply reconciliation process. Just click on dashboard. Let me just create one transactions. I'm creating for current. Okay, what is the payment amount? It's a much. So this much has been deducted, and this October 2025 salary, and close, and I can reconcile with my outstanding payment account. Great. So that's also having impact in my bank also. Now what if all these three employees in my bank statement, it just showing me the one single amount, which is 79487.4. In this scenario, what we can do, let's run for the November. I created all three payslip. Same way, simply I need to create a draft entry. Well, still I need to post this entry individually. Or maybe this is also, you can do it from your accounting module. So now all the salary journal entry is already posted in my salary journal. I can simply mark as in paid here. Now what is the total amount? I can just group by department. So total 78 as of now. This much is a one single amount is going to reflect in my bank statement. So what we can do here, go to just bank statement. Here instead of selecting partner, just select mention November 2025 salary and just create the statement line. Now all the journal entry which is being posted here for the month of November, okay, for the last three entries, okay, we can simply reconcile with the salary expense account. So just click on it for all the salaries entries and just validate it. So these entries are coming from the payslip. When you open the payslip, as you can see 004, and best thing, it's also showing the reconcile item. So this my salary expense payable account is reconcilable, so it's reconciled with my bank statement. So you can see here it's reconciled. So it is also going to visible in my accounting bank statement also, how much I paid. So in this two way we can manage the payment has been done to my employee. Now what are the different reports is available in Odoo's Payroll in order to manage the compliances and how we can generate the different report. So for that, first related to Indian localizations, we have PF report where you can just select the duration. So let's say I just run for the October month. I can generate the Excel report. So this Excel report will include the details of employee who is wait for a moment, let me select choose right month. So as you can see here, so I have configured in employee, we can also add the UN number also, so that from there it is going to take the UN number from the gross salary, gross wages, EPF, EPS, EDLI. So all this is going to show automatically here based on the payslip you have created. So from that it is automatically taking the details. So the details which is required to be configured is available in employee details section. So when I open any, let's say, current details under the payroll, here I can in private information, here is the bank account detail that we need to configure, and also in personal detail we have ESIC and UN number related details, so you need to configure right here. Another report is salary statement report. So we can generate the salary statement report for the all employee. So let's say for my October month salary statement, let me select for September. So it is generating the PDF file, but let me just open for older one. So let's say May month. As you can see, it is going to generate the PDF like this. I can download it and share with the employee. So this is my salary statement report of current for the May month. You can see the allowances and the deduction has been done in the salary. Okay. With also it is going to show the yearly amount. Great. In this also, in yearly salary report, I can select the employee name and print the report also. Sorry, maybe I need to change the duration from 2024 to 2025 and print it. So this will generate the report where I can see the yearly statement report in PDF format for all the employees. So for the current, it is going to show by month. So this is taking from the payslip details. So for April month, May, June, July, August, September, or till November we have generated. So we can see for the individual employee. So this is the salary, yearly salary related report. Salary register. So this is Excel report that is going to generate from the duration that we have selected. So for 1 January to 30 of the November, it is going to details like show the detail like this. So how much basic is given to employee, HRA, medical, for convenience, overtime areas, taxable, PF, all these details are going to be visible. So this is the PDF and Excel report. Now what about some analysis I need to do with the different parameters? So for that we have the payroll report. So this will be very helpful. Let's say if I wanted to see for past months, selecting the end date by month, by employee, and I'm going to see the graph report. So as you can see, by month how much salary I'm measuring the net pay here, net wage. So here also the different parameters are available. Let's say if you wanted to see how much overtime has been given to employees, or maybe let's say for HRA. So this is the graph reports. Let's say if you wanted to just see the figures, then you can switch to pivot report, and here you can measure multiple things here. Let's say basic, convenience, PF, ESIC, HRA, overtime. So all the salary rules that we have configured, you can add it here, and you can see by month I can see the report, and best I can download in Excel file. So no need to do prepare any Excel report. You can simply download right from here with the system. So ultimately this will be generating the different report. How this is going to helpful For running the payroll, also we can manage the compliances in Odoo for Indian localization. So please check out this video and let us know if you have any doubts, or if you're stuck in any of the configuration. You can reach us on the Techvaria, and we will help you in configure the payroll for your organization. Thank you.